For years, the public was told the most sensitive files in the Jeffrey Epstein case would remain under seal for decades. But in late 2025, a rare moment of bipartisan unity led to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. By January 2026, the Department of Justice began a historic release: over 3.5 million pages of investigative records, 2,000 videos, and 180,000 images. While the headlines are searching for names, the most revealing story is hidden in the spreadsheets. Today, we are following the money. From suspicious wire transfers at major New York banks to the final liquidation of a $600 million estate, we're looking at the paper trail that the legal system is only now beginning to reconcile. On January 23, 2026, the House Oversight Committee took a decisive step. They formally issued subpoenas to the two men who hold the keys to the kingdom, Darren Indyke and Richard Kahn. For decades, Indyke served as Epstein's lawyer and Kahn as his accountant. Today, they are the co-executors of his massive estate. According to court records, these two individuals control the dissemination of thousands of emails, flight logs, and bank documents. Critics and victims' advocates have long questioned why it took until 2026 for these subpoenas to be issued. The Oversight Committee is now demanding answers regarding a reported leather-bound book compiled for Epstein's 50th birthday and the last will and testament signed just 2 days before his death in 2019. The question for investigators isn't just what these men saw, but what the financial records show about how the network was funded. The paper trail doesn't stop at the estate. In early 2026, Senate Finance Committee ranking member Ron Wyden expanded an investigation into suspicious banking activities. New probes have uncovered nearly $400 million moved in and out of accounts through 270 separate wire transfers. The banks involved are now under fire for failing to flag these transactions as suspicious for years. Among the unsealed files are details of the tax and estate planning services Epstein allegedly provided to high-profile billionaires. While many figures, like Leon Black, have settled with authorities and denied any knowledge of criminal activity, the 2026 disclosures provide a roadmap for how a private financier used complex shell companies to operate in the shadows of the global financial system. As of early 2026, the physical assets of the Epstein estate are nearly gone. Properties like the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico and the infamous islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands have been sold. According to estate filings, over $150 million has been paid out through the Epstein Victims Compensation Program. However, the liquidation process hasn't been without controversy. In 2025, a massive IRS tax refund added millions back into the estate, a move that sparked outrage and led to further congressional inquiries. The estate's current value is a fraction of its peak, but for the survivors, the financial liquidation is secondary to the information liquidation. Every asset sold comes with a discovery process, a process that is currently feeding the 3.5 million-page DOJ archive. The Department of Justice recently declared that this 3.5 million-page dump would likely be the last major declassification, but the work is far from over. Lawmakers like Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna have already voiced concerns about the level of redactions remaining in the files. As we move through 2026, the focus shifts from the man who created the network to the systems that allowed it to persist. The paper trail is no longer a secret. It's a public record. And as researchers dig through the millions of pages, the full picture of the Epstein network is finally coming into focus. Subscribe for more legal breakdowns and document deep dives.